it's all shocking to me because I didn't know that. First of all, I didn't even know that a child could get pregnant before their menstrual cycle. I was told my whole life that if a child engages in sexual activity before, or if a woman or if a girl engages in sexual activity before her menstrual cycle, she can't get pregnant, but she can still contract an STD. That's what I was told. Now, if that's not true anymore, if I was lied to, or I don't know how that's possible. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an expert, so I'm not trying to be smart here. I'm just giving the facts. I don't know how any of that is possible. It sounds like pseudoscience, but I mean, maybe it's time that we start acknowledging pseudoscience and stop acting like it's taboo or like it's some type of curse, because we need to talk about it, because there's some things that don't make sense biologically that need some explaining. I can admit that. But anyway, so Kristelle assaulted me when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I got pregnant at a young age. Yes, I did. I got pregnant at the age of 9. Isn't that traumatic for a child to have to go through, getting pregnant at 9 years old because of a sexual assault? It's still baffling to me, and it's taken some time for me to process. And like I said, it doesn't really make sense because, like I said, what I know about transgender women is that transgender women can't give birth, just like transgender men cannot. This is what I was told, that transgender men cannot get a woman pregnant. But pseudoscience is proving what I learned wrong. I don't know how it's possible. Pseudoscience got some explaining to do. So I got pregnant at the age of 9, and I ended up giving birth. I think I gave birth to a little girl, but I never got to have a relationship with her. It happened discreetly, and I don't even remember giving birth. Like, that whole experience was so traumatic that I think that my mind might have blocked out that entire experience. That's why I don't remember. But I got pregnant at 9 years old, and I gave birth at 9 years old. I was too young to be having sex, let alone having a child, giving birth to a child at such a young age. I don't have an explanation for it. I can only hold people accountable who participated in this bullying and the humiliation. That's all I can do. So, yes, Kristelle, she sexually assaulted me at 9 years old, and she got me pregnant. And when she sexually assaulted me, she had a group of friends that circled me. So if I tried to run or get away from her, they blocked my exit. So it was a full circle, a 360-degree tight circle. She sexually assaulted me in front of them, and she was laughing at me the entire time. Like, laughing like somebody told the best stand-up comedian joke anybody could ever tell. That's how hard she was laughing at me, like it was something funny. And she was just laughing, and all her friends were circling around laughing. Excuse me. All her friends were circling around me, and they were laughing at me. They just, the only thing that I can remember hearing, no screams, no what's going on. The only thing I remember hearing was laughter. No one spoke to me. Kristelle came up from behind me, and then her friends circled me in a group, and I was stuck in the middle of the circle, and she just sexually assaulted me in front of everyone and laughed at me. And everybody who was around, who witnessed it, didn't help me. They laughed at me to my face. They just laughed. They just laughed. And she trapped me intentionally. She got me pregnant intentionally to break me down, to create a trauma bond. It was intentional. She intentionally sexually assaulted me without a condom. This is about to be graphic, so if y'all are not ready for this, please do not watch the rest, because I am not holding back. I gotta be blunt, because Kristelle's behavior is completely unacceptable, and it's intolerable for anyone to ever have to deal with something like that, or someone that behaves that poorly. And it's even worse that she's doing it in public with no regards for how her behavior is affecting me. So it's about to get blunt. So if you guys are not ready to listen, please do not watch the rest of this video. So after she was done sexually assaulting me, she did trap me. She impregnated me intentionally. And the intent was to break me down and stop me and to sabotage my growth and success. That was the whole point of her doing that. Was to get child support and financially exploit me and, taint my image, make me look like a fraud, make me look like a fake gangster or whatever. Jealousy, envy. That's where that came from. That's why she assaulted me like that. She felt like maybe she felt like I was challenging her, trying to take her woman from her. So that's how she responded, out of desperation. She felt like, I can't let nobody take my bitch from me. I can't let nobody take my woman. I can't let nobody outdo me. So I'm going to have to, she was just responding out of desperation. And I think some of it may have even been slightly sadistic, but that's how she responded. She was desperate and she acted on that. And she's been fueling off of my life force with negative energy ever since. She's been doing that same tactic ever since. And it has not improved or changed with time. You think that when somebody acts like that at such a young age, they grow out of it. But no, she did not grow out of it. She's only gotten worse with time. She sends me death threats all the time. She stalks me every day. Ever since that encounter happened, where Ashley took advantage of me, she's been stalking me and bullying me and been physically violent. She's been putting her hands on me, punching me, hitting me, beating me up, sexually assaulting me, setting me up to get sexually assaulted by a large group of people. She's been human trafficking me. Like, she's been 24/7 surveillancing me, wiretapping my phone, hacking my accounts, blocking me, using security codes to block me from accessing my own accounts, stealing my phones, getting me robbed, all that. Kristelle has been doing that. And she's personally responsible for my downfall. She's the problem in all of that. Why I ended up catching an STD, why I caught HIV, AIDS. Kristelle is the reason. Kristelle is the reason. I wasn't just willy-nilly reckless. She gave me HIV, AIDS. And there's no telling how many other people that she's infected. She knows that she has HIV, AIDS. She knows. If she doesn't know, she knows now. But she's the one who's been going around spreading diseases. And it's really not my place or my business, but Ashley probably caught it from her. Ashley got HIV AIDS too. She probably caught it from Kristelle. Kristelle would do everything in her power to humiliate me and disrespect me publicly, but she was never a clean person. I know her from when we was kids. She was not a clean person. And I gotta talk about it, you know. She was not clean at all. I always had to be the one to clean up her mess. She would always force me to have to clean up her mess. She was too lazy to clean it up herself. She was always taking advantage of me all the time. You know, but this is what I had to deal with as a child because I was being bullied not just by kids but by adults. And they enabled her behavior. And they're the ones who helped her gain access to me when she was not supposed to be anywhere near me. She had help from people who supported her behavior, even though they knew it was wrong and it was cruel. They thought it was funny. They thought it was amusing. They thought it was hilarious to treat me like that. So they were amused. They were entertained when she degraded me in public and humiliated me. They thought it was funny because they didn't like me. A lot of them pretended to like me. They weren't even my real friends. We grew up together, but they were never my friends because they pretended to like me. And when Kristelle started bullying me, their true colors came out. And that's what's going on now. A lot of them people, I cut them off. I don't talk to none of them no more. But they still bully and harass me. They still send me death threats. They still try to get me hurt and killed. They still put my family and my children in jeopardy. They commit child neglect and endangerment towards my children every day. I don't even have custody or access to my children because of Kristelle and no group of bullies that enable her behavior. They know what they're doing is wrong. They know that I'm the victim, and they know that they're bullying. They know the damage that is caused. They know how it's affecting me, and they don't give a fuck. Because they're desperate. They're selfish. They're only thinking about themselves. Even though some of them are attracting attention from the law, they're getting in trouble with the law because of their behavior. They're still going because they're desperate. Some people just don't change. Even if their behavior gets them in trouble, they're committed to dominating me. They're committed to humiliating me. They're committed to controlling my behavior, controlling how I think and how I express myself, what I eat, what I wear, how clean I am, how good I look, if I have hair or not, if I'm disease infested or not, whether my mental health is compromised or not, whether my life is in danger or not. They've shown me through their desperation how they feel about me. That's their character. They're bullies. They're terrorism. They commit terrorism on a daily basis because they get a narcissistic supply high from that behavior. The power that it gives them from treating somebody poorly. The power that they feel that it gives them to be able to get away with doing something that terrible and not get in trouble. It gives them a high. It gives them, an important feeling about themselves. It gives them a sense of self, even if it's tainted. And this group of people who have been enabling Kristelle's behavior are trafficking me. Like I said, even though there's a whole case involved in this, with the criminal activity that was directed towards me, there's a case, and they know that they're being watched by the police. But that's not stop. I mean, most people would stop by then. When the feds come around, it's time to go most of the time. But they so desperate that I don't even think they're even concerned about that. They're just like, I'm gonna keep doing this until I get caught. I think they're so desperate that I'm assuming that that's the mind frame that they have right now is, I'm desperate. I'm making a choice to keep doing this because I'm desperate. So even if I get in trouble, oh well, my life's already done anyway. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for them. I'm just going based off of the facts. They're desperate. That's why they're doing it. I don't know why they're desperate. I don't know what's triggering their desperation. I don't know. I don't know what's triggering it. But they are the only thing that I can say is that they are desperate. Desperate, desperate, desperate.